to the Style SportsHub, presented by Vann Gannaway Chevrolet.
Hey everyone, welcome to the inaugural edition of the Sports Hub podcast presented by Vann Gannaway Chevrolet. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. It's a pleasure to have you all here. We have a great show scheduled for you today. We're going to be talking with Mount Dora Christian Academy head football coach, Kolby Tackett. We'll also be talking to Mount Dora Christian Academy, their first female athletic director, Megan Ziegelhofer. So really excited to have them on the program. And we're going to be breaking down last week's preseason football games as well as the games that we have in week one of the season coming up on Friday Night Lights football coverage. We are so excited for this podcast. Just a reminder, we want you to follow us on Lake and Sumter Style Facebook page as well as our Instagram. You can also visit our website. Make sure to visit our website. Featured stories, local sports coverage, and more. That's lakeandsumterstyle.com. All right, let's break down some of the football scores that happened in the preseason. We're going to start with Leesburg versus Crystal River. Leesburg took care of Crystal River. They were able to win 47-0 against Crystal River. Coach Stephen Moffitt got his first win as a football coach. Coach Stephen Moffitt, of course, the former UCF quarterback, and he and QB Solomon Georges looked excellent in this football game. Solomon Georges, that team ended up going for just about 500 yards of total offense against this Crystal River team, so they look on point, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch QB Solomon Georges hawk the football around this year. He's a mobile quarterback. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch. As well as the defense led by Kanye Gaines. He picked apart the Crystal River offense. Kanye Gaines headed to the Hilltoppers, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. He's going to be playing in Conference USA. So really looking forward to Kanye Gaines and what he can do this year. Meanwhile, the Villages took on Sun Lake, and the Villages head coach Richard Pettis, he's trying to rebuild that Villages program. They won about 4 games last year. They're coming off a 4-6 season. And QB Patrick Harding, he looked pretty good out there. Still some questions as far as the running back and wide receiver positions go, but Vaughn Isaac and Q Kennedy, who were the main running back and wide receiver duo for the Villages, they have moved on to Hawthorne. So what's going to happen there? Danny Biting, the quarterback last year, he's moving on to potentially be the tight end this year because Patrick Harding probably going to be the quarterback for the Villages. So still some things to work out for the Villages Charter School, but we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, Tavares looking for their first win in a year and a half, and they almost got it done. Tavares almost won that game. Coach Gavin Jones back as the head football coach for Tavares, so really exciting things there. They almost got it done against Windermere. They lost 24-21, but hopefully they can find a couple of wins this season. That would be fantastic. Then we're going to be talking about Eustis, 36-7 against Horizon. Eustis coming into 2023 as defending district champions. Coach Frank Scott really has the boys looking confident this year. QB Troy Saladen looks really good, so I can't wait to see this Eustis program out there as well. Eustis zooming into the regular season. Speaking about zooming, are you in need of a new truck or car? Then zoom into Vann Gannaway Chevrolet, a company that has always been driven by superior customer service. Vann Gannaway Chevrolet is your hometown good folks Chevrolet dealer. The dealership has helped generations of Lake County families find the perfect car, truck, or SUV. After 37 years and thousands of Chevrolets sold, Vann Gannaway has learned a lot about their customers. They don't want to be pressured, and they don't need a gimmick or giveaway. They just want fair prices and a great overall car buying experience. If you had a bad experience purchasing automobiles elsewhere, then switch gears and try Vann Gannaway Chevrolet. Chances are you'll end up being a part of the ever-growing family of satisfied and loyal customers. Check out Vann Gannaway Chevrolet at vgchevy.com or call them today at 352-343-2400. Vann Gannaway Chevrolet. Find new roads. All right, we're back here on the Sports Hub. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. Thanks for joining us. We are joined in the studio now by Mount Dora Christian Academy head coach, Kolby Tackett. Kolby, thank you for coming on the Sports Hub.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great to have you here. Mount Dora Christian Academy, they are looking pretty good to start the season off. You had a 28-0 win against Cornerstone earlier, just coming off another victory as well to start the season. Can you talk a little bit about being back at Mount Dora Christian Academy and basically what brought you back here? Because this isn't your first stint with Mount Dora.
Yeah, I was here for 4 years before, and I get that question a lot. Why did you come back? I was in Nashville, Tennessee, and the people. I believe that the alignment is right for us here. I think the vision that they have and what they want to accomplish was in line with what we want to do. My wife loves this area. We just had our first child, who she's going to go to school there, and so I get to see that baby every day. So it wasn't just one thing, but the people are what stood out for me coming back here.
And that's what I hear a lot of in this community is people, and that's what brings them back. So you had a ton of success at Mount Dora Christian Academy the first time and first go-around. You were 22-9, I believe, the first go-around. What do you have to do this time around to have that same success? Because you're coming and replacing Coach Mike Kins. He led them, the Bulldogs, to 3 consecutive Sunshine State championship games. Can you get back there this year?
I don't look ahead. We're going to tackle this week, and I know that's such like coach talk, but I can't make any guarantees. But we have a tall task this week. But reestablishing the culture that we had when we left, having leadership and having a program based on love. That's the key, and that's what we're trying to kind of drive back home right now.
As far as Mount Dora Christian Academy goes, you're obviously trying to build all of that repertoire. But as far as the coaches go, how have they embraced your philosophies?
They've done a great job. I mean, we kept 2 of the former coaches, and then we brought in basically an entirely new staff. So they've understood kind of how the process was and now what it is, and they've been great. Honestly, there hasn't been a whole lot of issues, and we're all on the same page, and we're all in it for the blue and white. It's not one guy better than the other. We're all pulling in the same direction.
And then we talk about some of the players. We lose Isaiah Bryant last year, really good player. He led the team in touchdowns. He's moved on to college, and of course we lost as well Joey Gamori, the quarterback last year. You are returning Connor Calfee this year. He is a great middle linebacker. Can you talk a little bit about Connor Calfee?
Yeah, he's a stud. We can't have him in our hitting drills all the time because most of our team won't go against him anymore. But no, he's been awesome. He's also like a 4.3 GPA kid. He's very smart, very intelligent. You have to tell him what to do one time. He knows what to do. And we're fortunate to have guys like that. When I left the first time, I coached Connor when he was an 8th grader. So it's kind of fun to go full circle with Connor now. But yeah, he's a rock star.
That's awesome. Connor Calfee going to be a lot of fun to watch this year, and I hope you get some college offers as well coming through in the next couple of years. How have the players responded to you being back here?
I think obviously there's some good days and some bad days, but overall we're going to try to be relational in everything we do, and they're in my office all the time, all day. So I think we're doing something right as far as building those relationships with all the guys.
Mm-hmm. What are your philosophies for the team as far as coming in here? What do you like to push as far as that goes? Christian philosophies, of course, the Christian Academy.
Yeah. I mean, our mantra is based off of John 15:13. No greater love than this than a man lays down his life for his brother. We say that every single day. That's it's on our signs. It's on the back of our shirts. Like that's what we want to be about. But we preach selflessness every single day. I think in a world where it's all about individual, we preach the exact opposite. We love to praise them when they're celebrating others' success, and that's difficult because that's not the message that they hear every day. But that's the message they hear from us every day. So.
It's terrific to have that, especially at your school. Mount Dora Christian Academy does a great job at pushing those values. I wanted to talk about some twins that you have on the football team. Really interesting story if you don't know what's going down. This weekend, Mount Dora Christian Academy is going to be playing against Mount Dora High School. So the Battle of Mount Dora, going to be a lot of fun, right? Well, Mount Dora Christian Academy has a set of twins, and so does Mount Dora High School. Let's talk about them. That's the Roach brothers, I believe. Seth Roach, and then you've got Nathan Roach on your squad. On the other side of Mount Dora High School, you have Blake Seppi and Jake Seppi. So can you talk about your guys?
Yeah, well, what's funny is Blake and Jake, I coached them when they were in the Bombers organization when I was here the first time at Mount Dora Christian, so I knew the Seppis very well. And then we got Nate and Seth over the summer. So it's a really cool dynamic. I don't know of any time in my career where we've had 2 sets of twins competing against each other. So it's pretty cool just to see that happen. But they're great kids. They've completely bought into the program and what we're asking them to do, and we're very fortunate to have them.
That's going to be a lot of fun to watch, the two twins going up against each other this weekend. As far as Mount Dora High School goes, you're going to obviously try to win this game. This is a huge game for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be, this team plays a lot on artificial turf. Right. You guys are going to be playing on a natural grass surface, so a little bit different. You got to get grass stains on them white jerseys.
Right.
So how have you prepared for Mount Dora High School? They seem to have a really good quarterback. They got Jake Seppi. They got a couple of different wide receiver combinations. The wide receiver core is really good for Mount Dora. How are you going to be able to contain that?
Yeah, they're very talented. What I notice that stands out is that their roster numbers. It's like 3 times the size of what our roster numbers are. So obviously there's some challenges there. But again, we believe in our guys as well. They pose a lot of issues for us. We had a good Monday. We got to have a good Tuesday. We got to have a good Wednesday, and we got to have a good Thursday, and hopefully that translates to Friday. But I told them all week, this is going to be 4 quarters, absolute brawl. They want to beat us, and we want to beat them, and that's small town high school rivalries. That's how it should be. So we're excited for the opportunity.
How's your running back core looking? Because last year, obviously, you had Isaiah Bryant. You had a couple of guys last year. How has that come together this year for you guys?
It's more by committee this year. I don't know if we have a guy, but we have multiple guys that we try to rotate in, and we've used these preseason games to kind of see who's going where, and on Friday night, hopefully we get the combination figured out. It gives us some success.
That'd be a lot of fun. As far as we talked about the football program, all of that, can Mount Dora Christian Academy compete for the championship this year? What does that look like? I know you don't like to look ahead, but what is this team? What is your goal for this team?
My goal is to play our best football in late October, and that's what I told them in our team meeting 2 weeks ago. It's what I told them in our team meeting yesterday. The goal is not to play your best football now; it's to play your best football in late October. I've had two runs with 2 different teams where we started the season off 0-3, and then we rattled off 9 in a row after that. So it's really not how you start; it's how you finish. So we're really trying to force just get better each day, and I know that's coach talk. I don't want to say we're going to go compete for a championship. I don't want to say we're not. I want to get better from this week to next week and so on.
And then as far as you, outside of football, you're a husband, a father. Congratulations on your new baby. That's fantastic. How does your family impact the way that you coach, maybe? Or how has it impacted your career?
Yeah, no, it's changed. When I didn't have a little girl, it was, hey, football is life, and this is our time and football time and whatever. And now these parents are like, hey, I got to get home and feed the kids. And I'm like, no, I get it now. You got to get home and take care of those babies. But no, you love them. You love them like you love your own, and it's been such a blessing. And it's a different perspective, but it's been a great perspective. She's out there every Friday night running on the sideline, so she'll be my water girl for the next 18 years if I have it my way.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's fantastic. Do you have a favorite team moment, maybe a favorite coaching moment from your career, whether it's at Mount Dora Christian Academy or football in general? Do you have a favorite moment?
I don't think I have a favorite moment. I have a ton of little moments. It stems from when kids do something they don't think they can do, and it finally clicks and they realize they can do it. I love when our players go sign to play at the next level. I love getting phone calls from players at the next level that are thriving at the next level. That kind of tells us our program is doing something right to prepare them for that next step. So I wouldn't say I have one favorite moment, but I have a ton of those little moments.
How's it been working with Megan Ziegelhofer? I mean, she's the first female athletic director at Mount Dora Christian Academy. We're going to be talking to her coming up as well. How has that dynamic worked with coming back here? She's
a rock star. Honestly, I didn't think coming back here was ever going to be an option, but she got it done. I don't know how she got it done, but with Mount Dora Christian Academy, the athletics, you look at it in the last few years under her leadership, it's skyrocketed. Yeah. And she's just not getting started. That's what's crazy. Like, she's just getting warmed up. So buckle up, because she's a rock star.
Yeah, she really is. They've sent a bunch of kids. They sent their largest, I think, class this past season to college to play, whether it's Division I or Division II, NAIA schools. That's what they're doing. So really exciting stuff coming up. One final question before you leave, Coach. I want you to answer this question the best you possibly can. The Mount Dora Christian Academy Bulldogs will in 2023.
Oh, man, that's a good one. Man, that's a good question. I'm going to say the Mount Dora Christian Academy Bulldogs. We're going to become we're going to become more selfless. We're going to put each other first. And I know that's, again, cliche coach speak, but I mean that to my core. And if we do that, everything else will follow from it.
All right, Coach, thank you for coming on the Sports Hub. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Coming up next, we'll be talking to Mount Dora Christian Academy's first female athletic director, Megan Ziegelhofer. Nobody wants an aging family member who is unable to care for themselves to be home alone. Lake Center Home Care believes the best healing happens when you are most comfortable. The company provides exceptional personal care in the comfort and privacy of your own home. Whether you need skilled nursing, physical therapy, home health aides, or companion services, your loved ones will enjoy peace of mind knowing you're being taken care of and treated with respect and dignity. Lake Center Home Care is locally owned and managed with a team of highly qualified professionals who are passionate about taking care of their neighbors. Call 352-315-0050 or visit golchc.com to learn more about this amazing company. All right, we're back on the Sports Hub. Kyle Coppola here. Thanks for joining us today. We just talked with Mount Dora Christian Academy head coach Kolby Tackett. We now have with us Mount Dora Christian Academy's first female athletic director, Megan Ziegelhofer. Thank you for coming on the show, Megan.
Thank you for having us, Kyle.
It's awesome to have you guys here. I wanted to talk a little bit about you being the first female athletic director. What did you do before coming to Mount Dora Christian Academy, and how has it been coming to the school? And Coach Tackett told us a great many things about you. So can you give us your background?
So I'm heading into my 9th year at working at Mount Dora Christian Academy. When I started there, I worked in elementary PE and coached softball and helped out with female athletics. So I was the assistant athletic director under Jim Nichols. Prior to that, my entire background is in youth athletics. So I was a football commissioner, one of the first female football commissioners in the state for Pop Warner. I did that for 12 years. I served with DeLand, a little bit in Mount Dora, and then also in Umatilla as a football commissioner. So I had a vast background in youth athletics as well as Babe Ruth, baseball and softball. So at one point in time, I was heavily involved in all of the youth athletics in Umatilla.
And you've been doing a great job at Mount Dora Christian Academy, and we'll talk about that coming up as well as some of the success that you have seen. You went to St. Petersburg College to become a mortician, actually.
Fun fact.
Yeah, can you tell us what led you down that path, and now you're doing something totally different?
So my degree is actually in psychology, but I originally started out, I wanted to be a doctor. I was in the first inaugural graduating class of Seminole High School's Health Academy. So I wanted to be a doctor, and I played college softball. And so about in my second year of college, I realized that I probably didn't want to do that. I really liked working with kids, but I really liked the science aspect. So I went to mortuary school. And
what was that like?
Awesome. When I get old and I retire, I'm going to do that. No. But the impact that I make on students was a lot more rewarding, and so I decided to go down that path. So I got a degree in psychology, and then I've continued my education. My husband says I'm a career student. I just continue to go back to school and back to school. Right now I'm going to work on my master in athletic administration.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. You got a lot of good things going on, of course, here at Mount Dora Christian Academy. Graduated as well from Kaiser University, was it, with your psychology degree? What's it like working at Mount Dora Christian Academy? When you first came on, what were some of the goals that you had in mind for the academy when you first came in? So
some goals that I had, consistency. Getting our kids in front of the spotlight. We have a lot of amazing human beings, not just athletes, but just great kids, and getting them the recognition that they deserve, and that all of our kids in Lake and Sumter County deserve. And I appreciate you for picking up that torch and taking it, because we're not a big public school in Orange County, and so our kids get missed a lot, not just our kids, but all of the kids. And you've done a really great job at highlighting our Lake and Sumter student athletes, so we're excited for that. But some other goals are the push from parents, from kids, is post-secondary placement. They want to play sports at the next level. And so that is about 50% of my job, is working with these families, with these coaches, with these students, to prepare them for what it looks like. As early as 8th grade, if they're interested in playing at the next level, we start looking at what that looks like for them. Teaching them about core GPA, teaching them about test scores, giving them realistic goals on what they can do both academically and athletically, and then putting that plan into fruition.
You pour your heart and soul into a lot of these kids, and for a lot of people that don't know Megan, she goes the extra mile for all of these kids. She wants to see them succeed. What makes you so drawn to these kids to want to see them succeed? Because it seems like you go further than almost anybody else as far as trying to make them succeed and get them to the next level and make them live out their dreams.
I'm blessed to have the job that I do at Mount Dora Christian Academy because we're not bound by, the public rules and things like that. Like, we're able to invest in our students from all different aspects, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and developing them as a whole student athlete, not just as an athlete or not just as a student. We're a much smaller environment, and it's just a passion that I have. And it's like Coach Tackett mentioned earlier, like getting that phone call from that kid that's at the next level, succeeding. It's awesome. Those kids come back every summer, and they spend their whole summer working out on our campus, and we're one of the first places they stop. So that and the follow through. I have kids that are now having their own families, and it's just it's really neat.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
That's really neat, and that's what Coach Tackett said. I mean, just the fact that it's a community. He loves the community, and I think that you have been drawn to the community here as well. And the community sports has seemed to be rising the last couple of years. Everybody seems to want to get their kids into Mount Dora Christian Academy.
Yeah, it's a true story.
It's a true story. We had some D1 college kids recently this past year. Colin Priest, he ended up going to Michigan. He's a baseball player. If you don't know Colin Priest, he's going to play for them. Dallas Dale II is going to play for the LSU Tigers. So really looking forward to seeing what Dallas Dale II can do. Owen Draves just committed to Army. And then Ethan Priest, he is the brother of Colin Priest. He just committed to Air Force. So really looking forward to what the Priest brothers are going to do. You, in the past couple of years, you've really sent a couple of kids to the Armed Forces Academy. How has that developed?
They know what kind of kid they're going to get, right? They may not be the 5-star tight end, but they're going to get a great, well-rounded kid, and they continue to come back because those kids are showing success at the next level. They are going there and they're doing exactly what we knew that they would do, and we prepared them to do. And so those armed forces are coming back because they know what kind of kid they're going to get from us.
Megan, as far as your goals for the future of Mount Dora Christian Academy, we talk about looking toward the future. Of course, we want to live in the now, but also focus on the future. Do you have any plans as far as the future for Mount Dora, and what does the school look like going forward?
I want to continue to invest in my coaching staffs. I don't know if anybody knows this, but Coach Hayes, my basketball coach, is one of the longest tenured coaches in the entire state in any sport. He's been at Mount Dora Christian Academy for 23 years, and
wow.
You just don't see that in high school athletics. Getting Coach Tackett to come back, after being there for 4 years, and just trying to keep the consistency in the coaches. That's what kids want. The kids want consistency. They don't want to, in a world where the transfer portal, even in high school sports, is everything. Having a consistent coaching staff keeps those kids wanting to come back. So investing in my coaches, building programs like our smaller programs, golf, tennis, bowling, cheerleading, those kind of things. We've already seen extreme success from our team sports growing. And then being able to offer those sports at the middle school, JV, and varsity level. Last year we were able to bring back JV girls basketball, which we hadn't had for several years. And so being on a K-12 campus and being able to have interscholastic athletics from 6th through 12th grade is a great development tool. It also gets our kids to stay at our school because they're involved, right? Kids want to be involved in things, and they're feeling like they're part of a team, even if it's just at the middle school level. Building that all the way up through all of our sports.
As far as being an athletic director, do you have what are some of your favorite memories so far of being an athletic director at Mount Dora Christian Academy? You got any favorites?
I feel the same as Coach Tackett. I have lots and lots and lots of memories, lots of accomplishments, and just seeing the kids succeed, even if it's just the little girl that's never played a sport in her life, and she goes out there and makes a basket or hits the ball over the net, like just the little things.
Yeah, the little things are awesome. How has Mount Dora Christian Academy, from the time you came in, now, we talked a little bit about how it's changed. Going forward to the future, obviously you have some plans based. This year you bring in Coach Tackett. Why did you bring Coach Tackett back? Obviously Mike Krintz, he moved on. What is the value of having a coach like Coach Tackett here?
Coach Tackett and I have very aligned ideas of what it means to be in a child's life, right? So we want them to be a great athlete, but we want them to be a great person. When they leave our campus, we want them to grow up and be a good wife, a good husband, a good person, a good boss, a good employer, employee, and bringing him back culturally. Football sets the tone for the school year, period. It just is what it is. The football season sets the tone, and the tone on our campus has been set. So just the love and the buzzing around the football team, and the kids are just really excited. He's very relational. And if he tells you he loves you, he means it. And that may mean that, there needs to be a consequence for something that you've done wrong, but that's what love is about. And he preaches family, and I feel like we are a family.
What is it about the Christian school? A lot of people that go to public school, Christian school, might be a little bit different than public school. Can you tell us the difference really between a Christian program and a public school system and how they relate to each other?
So we're not perfect. Okay, we make mistakes, but we try to live every single day with Christ at the forefront of what we're doing. And so reminding our kids that our kids are not perfect either. They don't all come from Christian backgrounds, but it's our job to influence them and teach them the right from wrong. And everybody makes mistakes, and that there's a God for that. So just relaying everything back to the Bible and to putting Christ at the forefront of all that we're doing, and admitting when we make a mistake and moving forward from that.
Awesome. Well, Megan, I want to thank you for coming on the program today. That's about all the time we have for today. I want to also thank Coach Tackett for coming on today, and we wish you the best of luck in your athletic season coming up in 2023 and 2024.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Sports Hub. Thank you guys for watching. This is our inaugural show, and we had a lot of fun talking to you guys today. Want to, of course, thank our partners, Vann Gannaway Chevrolet, Lake Center Home Care, and Lake Sumter State College for their continued support. Thank you guys so much for making it all possible for everyone at the Sports Hub. I'm Kyle Coppola. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, LakeandSumterStyle.com. And you can also check out our Lake and Sumter Style website. Go on to the Sports Hub. We got all sorts of fun content on there, athlete stories, we got profiles, we've got local sports content as well as scores on there as well. So you can check that out on LakeandSumterStyle.com. We'll see you guys next week. We're going to be breaking down on next week's show, week 1 of Friday Night Lights football coverage, and we'll be talking as well with the Umatilla head football coach Eric Samuels and Patrick Todd, the athletic director for Umatilla High School. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on next week's edition of the Sports Hub.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by Vann Gannaway Chevrolet.